Okay, welcome everybody to Coffee and Art. Ooh, I need a refill. Well, I also got my juice here. Monday morning, get the voice going here. So, last week we announced that we're going to give away the Baylee Jae Way Draw and Color, the Baylee Jae Way book. So I posted a video, a little 5-minute video, doing a quick flip through it, and told everybody to leave a comment by Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So everybody did. And so I printed everybody out. Let's get rid of let's see. Get rid of the glare. Well, let's just prop this up here. Just a little. There we go. So we're going to give this away, and then we're going to work in this today. We're going to finish up the wolf. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'll show you how I got this organized. So after I got everybody, close the giveaway on 8 o'clock Saturday night, Sunday morning, Hubster and I printed out all the names. There's 188. I know it says more on the actual comments, but I eliminated any comment I made. I eliminated duplicate comments. There was a couple of duplicate comments. So, and Hubster and I went through, starting with the first person that commented. We started back here and went up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, going backwards, right? We went backwards so that the last person was the last numbered comment. Not that you need all that explanation, but anyway. So I'm going to do random.org between 1 and 188. And we'll see who wins the Baylee Jae book. Are y'all, drum roll? Oh, I actually think I have a drum roll. Wait for it. I think I actually have a real drum roll in my soundboard. Let's just look. Okay, so we got random.org here. And I'm going to enlarge the little thing here, and I'm going to do from 1 to 1. Come on. 1 to, people are tweeting me now, 188. So that's how many people we have. So y'all ready? Wait for it. Okay, generate. 112. So there we go. Between 1 and 188, it's 112. So let's see who is 112. 112 is Very Nice to You is 112. Very nice to you, Barry. She says, I would love to have the Baylee Jae Way book. I was at the first stream when you were working in the abandoned book, but had to take my hubby to the doctor. Hate missing your streams. They're always very informative, and I love watching you art. Thanks for sharing. So, Barry, very nice. Let me put a tag thing here on it. I will message her. Very nice to you. Let's make that clear. So number 112. So Barry, her name is Sue. Okay, thanks. So you know her. I know a Barry, but I don't think it's the same Barry. So Terry said it's Sue. Okay. Well, if anybody sees her, I will, after the show, I will post this video, of course, and I will put that information on the video where we did the giveaway. I'll put it in the description. And so, Sue, very nice to you. Congratulations. I know. Thanks, Terry. You know her? Okay. Well, I might know her, just don't know her by Barry Nice. Okay, so there we go. So thanks everybody for participating and doing a little giveaway. So thanks all the subbies on YouTube, and thanks so much. I hope y'all enjoyed that. We'll, try to do. What I'm trying to do is give away a book a month. That's my hope anyway. Like the first week of every month, give away a book. So that one's for April, even though it was a week late. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it was supposed to be the first week of April, but we just got behind on projects. So anyway, I want to try to give away a book a month, a color book, an art book. I've already got a bunch. I've got a stack of them ready to give away. So once a month, I want to do a book giveaway. So yeah. Thanks, guys. All right. So now we're going to finish up the Bella Futura. We've been working on this, has 3 parts, and we're going to finish this up today. So I got my paper behind here, behind the wolf. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with, let's go ahead and zoom in while we're working on the wolf here. We're going to paint, we're going to put some acrylic paint. Oh, that breeze is so nice. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's so nice. I'm enjoying the window open. Okay, let me go ahead and clamp this down. Let's go ahead and I want to just put so the book lies flat. There we go. So I don't have to keep making it go flat. So we're going to work in Bella Futura. Jennifer Zimmermann sent me her book, and of course I'm loving coloring in it. And we also did some of the jewels out of her how-to book. So if you just look her up, you'll see she has 3 books out. Thanks, guys. Hey, Jan T. Okay, so what I want to do, hopefully this is clear and fairly good color. It looks pretty true on the screen. Okay, so I am going to put out some blue grays. I'm going to use uniform blue. I might need more, but we'll see. And then might need a little bit lighter color. I don't know if I want this color. I want a lighter color. I think I want a gray, maybe. Let's see. Colonial blue. I think that will be, yeah, because it's a gray blue. So we'll go with colonial blue. And then, of course, I'm going to put out some white. They're the same, Suze. They're the same. And then I want my spray bottle. Well, maybe not yet. I might not want to wet this down yet. Okay, so I found some of my new brushes that I didn't know where they were until I cleaned. I cleaned this weekend. I was telling the girls before I hit record. Do I want an angle brush, though, or just a flat will do? Probably. Let's try this size. All right, let me get it wet. Okay, now let me get a baby wipe. So I got a whole bunch of stuff organized, threw away a ton of half-done projects, half-done journals. Yeah, I just got rid of a whole lot of stuff. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to, because it's going to be a blue and gray wolf. So what I want to do is I want dark to put the light on top of. So I'm going to start with the dark first, and let's see, which way do I want to do this? I think I'll just go ahead and start laying out fur, okay? So I'm just going to, can y'all see? Maybe I need to zoom in 1 minute. Now here comes the sun, so it is going to get a little brighter. There we go. That's probably pretty good right there. Right there. There's nothing wrong with them, Jan. If you haven't been following my cat saga, there's nothing wrong with them. They just don't get along. So the new ones with the old one. Okay, so I want to, and the paint is thin enough. Can you see where I can still see the lines underneath? So, but I'm going to try to get the darkest areas first. So this is going to take a minute, but I'm just going to take my time. Might need just a smidge of water on the side here, just so if it gets too thick, I can, especially dries out kind of fast. Okay, so what I'm doing is just putting down, and remember, this is Create Space paper, so it's very thin. I need to find a picture of my wolf so I can get the highlights right, but this is the base coat anyway. So if you want to layer a lot of paint, you need to dry it in between. Dry it in between. And remember, this is just the base coat. We're going to pencil shade over it. So I just want a nice little base coat of the gray blue. Just kind of taking my time, just kind of imagining the way the fur is going, you know. Yeah, it's, you know, it depends on, you know, of course we're working on thin paper too. So you have to have the base coat of dark, but to put the light on top. So it looks like kind of like a messy fur right now, but don't keep going wet on wet on wet on this paper. Let me see, let me get a picture here because I can't remember if the inside of the ears, hang on, let me see. The inside of the ears, do I want them? How light do I want them? Hang on. Let me see here. Let's find some wolves. So you don't want to keep getting, you want this to dry before you get it to, yeah, see the inside of the ears are pretty light. But I think I'm going to go ahead, whoops, let me go back, I lost my picture here. I think I want to, we'll probably do that with the light blue gray. See, some of his muzzle here is going to be lighter too. But let's just go ahead and start getting some base color. The very inside will be dark. This is the back side of this ear, so have a little darker there, like this. So if you have any questions, put them in caps. Hey, Julie Topaz, how you doing? So I want to get this base coat on to make it a little quicker for us. But I don't want to rush it too much. I want it to, you know, I got to remember that I've already done all the rose gold stuff here. So I don't want to have to redo all that. And just a tiny more bit of water. And people always ask me how much water I use. I use enough water that I can still see the lines. You know, I can still see the color book lines. And I'm just kind of following the fur here. You know, where Jennifer has drawn the fur lines. I'm just kind of following along. Oops, see, that's a little too thick there. For an initial. I probably need a smaller brush to get in some of these tighter spaces. So what'd y'all do this weekend? I've been organizing and cleaning the studio and some other things around the house. Spring cleaning. Y'all been working on any art projects, or? I think I'll get a smaller brush to get in here. Now the sun is, now that's just perfect lighting now because the sun came out. Okay. And it is thin paper, so it will buckle a little bit. So if you don't want any wrinklage in your color book pages, I recommend either printing this out on thicker paper or not using wet medium. I don't mind a little bit of warping of the page, but a lot of people do not like it at all. So you have to go with what you like. Okay. A little bit more water. And anytime you do any kind of, whether it's watercolor, acrylic paint, whatever you use, make sure it is 100% dry. 100% dry before you start trying to do pencil. Suze is coloring a picture from Folk Dance. I don't think I know that one. Kalura is coloring a Mythomorphia. Went to a new art store opening too. Oh, awesome. Where are you, Kalura? What state, or what, if you want to say, or city or country? Okay, let me clean this brush out and get a smaller one to get in those tight spaces here. Melissa's colored in Phantomorphia. Kangaroo's coloring in Romantic Country. And getting to know my new bird. Oh, Kangaroo, you got a new bird. Krusty is coloring in Velveteen Rabbit and rehearsing for a concert. Ah, what do you do, Krusty? Get too much water in there. So I'm just going to try to get in some of these tight spaces here. Zelia's coloring, she finished the fawn in Mythomorphia. Sue's, it's a Kaiser color book? I don't think I've ever seen it. And I know some of, and by the way, if CB comes in, it's CB's birthday. So y'all tell CB happy birthday. CB, Janet, and Zandra are all going to Australia this coming weekend. The three of them are going on a trip to Oz. They're going to see Jen Oz and some of the other girls in Australia. And then Zandra announced, I think it was on Wednesday, because I just got caught up on her video. She is going to stay like almost, I guess it's like a month and a half, almost 2 months in Australia, and going to the Jane Davenport workshop, her house, at Jane's house, the workshop at her house in May. So, yeah. The pages are nice in that book, Suze. Suze, you need to come down and we'll do, a stream and a coloring. That's after I put you to work, helping me sort things and clean. So you weren't here last week. I'll try to remember it. Terry can correct me because I don't remember exactly how it went. But we were talking about you coming down and helping me organize and stuff, Suze. Suze lives about an hour and a half or so away from me in the Atlanta area. And so talking about Suze coming down, and at the same time, Suze, Terry was talking about her dog and saying something about the old girl. The old girl is so-and-so and so-and-so. And I said, Suze isn't that old. I think she's like in her 30s or 40s. But Terry was talking about her dog, the old girl. Hey, Mink. One of the books I got cheap at the Hobby. Oh, at the Hobby Lobby sale. Oh, good. Hey, Mink. Anybody else? I'm sure I'm missing some people. There's Barry. Very nice to you. Barry. Sue. Okay. Barry, you won. You won the Baylee Jae. You won the Baylee Jae book giveaway. Congratulations. Email me your address. Here, let me put it in here. My email. Sue, Barry Sue, grab my email there and email me your address, and I'll get that mailed out to you tomorrow if I get your address today. So congratulations. Thanks for participating in the YouTube giveaway. Okay, so now I need to dry this before I put any more. But anyway, Sue's, as opposed to Sue Barry, Sue's in Atlanta area, yeah. It was so funny because I thought, why is Terry calling you the old girl? Grab my email there, Barry. It was funny. I guess you had to be there. You had to be there, Suze. Okay, so there we go. We got all the... Now, see, the sun went out. I still have my ring light on here, so it should be pretty nice and bright. There we go. Okay, J&T. Come down there and take all the drawings. Well, you can take, the only thing that, some people go, well, don't throw away your half-done art journal pages. Don't throw away your half-done art journals. But, I did. Because I don't want that out there as my art when it's not my art. It's like practice stuff and all that. I'm not going to give that away or do anything. I just throw it away. But I have all kinds of other stuff, wood and clay and all kinds of stuff like that you could have, Suze. But we'll have to figure out when you can come down because I'm not holding on to this stuff forever and I'm not popping it into the garage. So we need to figure that out. Hey, Jean, how you doing? Good to see you. Okay, so I got everything. I don't want to get this oversaturated because it doesn't matter if it goes through. They're one-sided pages. So it's okay if it goes through, but you don't want to put a hole through it, right? This paper's thin. It's like copy paper thin. You don't want to put a hole in it. So I just want to get a little darker right around all the metal so it makes it stand out. So I'm going to kind of work around there for a minute. I know you said you wanted to come down on a weekday, right? I need to give you my phone number. I'm not putting that in the chat. Suze, email me and I'll give you my phone number. Then we can work it out. So, and if you want to stream or not, if you don't want to stream, you don't have to. We'll just, have a grilled cheese day. Okay, so I got it pretty well. And I'll probably get in here some dark blue or black, real tight under the shadow of all the metal. But let's go ahead and go up here too. Let's see here. So, and if you want to do, I'm doing him a blue-gray. A real wolf probably wouldn't be this blue, but I want him to be in this, it's a fantasy book, right? And, but if you want to do, if you don't know the colors of animals, then just find your reference picture. You'll see is it light inside the ears, like his muzzle's going to be lighter, his nose is going to be black, stuff like that. I'll spritz a little more water out here. Just look up some reference. If you're not sure what, if you want it true to color. Can y'all hear that wind going through the trees? It's so nice. Kind of rattles my door, though. I might have to put a piece of cardstock in the door so it doesn't rattle. Okay, well, I mean, I don't want to make you have to take a day off of work. Like, oh no. I'm sure you don't mind. I don't know. Let's see. Tomorrow, do you want to do it this week, or do you have to give more notice than that? Do you have to give more notice, like a week notice or 2 week notice to take a day off? I don't know. Okay, it's going to be really dark right in here. See, I'm getting a little oversaturated. I'm getting a little cray here with that paint. Probably going through. Yeah, the nice paper metamorphosis spoiled you for other colors. Yeah, I understand that, and everybody has their favorites, and some people don't like they don't like create space paper, so just print it on something thicker if you want, or you can buy PDF versions of a lot of books, that are sold on Amazon. So Jennifer said hers was. So if you want to print it out, yourself on better paper. But I just like the challenge. I just like coloring in whatever the book has. Hey there, Prisma. Girl. Hey, Army Linda. More notice, 2 weeks notice. Okay. The only thing about that is, I wouldn't want you to have to drive down here like in the pouring rain or something. But, we can't predict the weather out 2 weeks. So we'll have to figure that out. I hate for you to have to drive all the way through the ATL in the pouring down rain. You know what I mean, Vern? Okay, let me dry this with the heat gun, get it nice and dry. Heat gun. And you can pull on it lightly. Don't pull too much; you'll tear it. But it kind of pulls any wrinkles out just by kind of, just tugging on it just a tiny bit while you're drying it. Slightly. I mean, slightly. Weekends are good? Okay, for some reason I thought you said you didn't want to come down on the weekend. I was figuring because of the traffic and stuff. I don't know. All right. So, yeah. Email me, Susan. I'll give you my phone number. Okay. So, let's see here. Let's kind of... I'm adjusting the tension on my... I've got it, clamped down. Okay. So now I want to go with the light blue. Let's put a little water here off to the side. I'm going to go back to the bigger brush. So I have water here to the side, so I'm going to pull in some of the lighter blue and a little bit of the white. I don't want it pure white yet, but I want it a little bit lighter than that in some areas. So now I'm going to might have to have a little more white after all. I'm going to kind of brush his fur in. And you can follow the lines on the page, the color book lines, and it's going to have a light highlight right on the top there. And again, we're going in with pencil in a little bit. I just want to get some base coat. Hey, Paper Crafting Owl. If you have any questions or anything, put them in caps, okay? So I see them, because it does roll by pretty quick. Okay, so I'm going to start doing... I'm just following the following the lines. I don't want to get too, I want to do more detail up in the eyes with pencil, I think. Okay, then in the ears. Can y'all see how I'm kind of just following the fur lines? Just to get a base on here. Okay, Meek. A little bit more water. Not too much. I need it opaque enough to kind of go over the fur here. Just following the lines that Jennifer's put on there. Get it started. You see how you had to have the dark underneath so that the light shows up? Okay, I think that's a good second coat. A little bit more in the ear here. Right along the edges. I don't want black color book line on the edges. I want the fur to kind of, oops, careful there. I want the fur to kind of go off and disappear. Something like that. You don't have to follow every single little line, just, you know, essence of wolf fur. Okay. Bye, Lisa. Thanks for stopping in. Oh, you're welcome. I know you said it's 1 a.m. in New Zealand later now. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, I'm going to dry this, guys. And again, it's really wet. I got to be careful when I pull on this a little because I don't want to tear it. Place where I got a little too much water. Oh, good, Suze. Yeah. I don't know what this next weekend looks like. We'll have to see. I don't think, because I'm going to go see the kids during the week. Go up to Denise's. So yeah. See, there's almost a hole right there. I've almost put a hole right there with water. You got to be careful oversaturating it. It's the water, not the paint. It's the water going through. Okay. So now, let me set the paints aside for a minute, and I'm going to get into my pencils. So we're going to have an ASMR moment. Get some blue, some black, some gray. Cool gray, that's what I want. Yeah. gray, white, and what kind of blue do I want? Blues are always, there's never enough blues to me. Never enough blues. I think indigo, if I add gray, might be okay. If I put indigo and white, it's going to go real blue. So, got to be careful with that. Maybe this will be enough. Do I need a lighter? Just in case. All right, we're going to go with these. Let's see what we can do with these. All right, let me get my sharpener and just take a minute to sharpen a few of these. I know. And I always tell y'all this on the indigo blue. I put a piece of blue tape, and you can put anything on it, just to indicate that that is your indigo, because when they're side by side, it looks exactly like a black. I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally used indigo and then gone over it and it's blue, and I'm thinking it was black, and you really don't want to do that on a portrait. Clinks, yeah. Oh, yeah, I like the sound of them too. All right, so let's see. Let's just sharpen a little bit here. Come back here, Gray. Ugh. Hey, G. Anybody else I missed? Okay, so I got them started, got them sharpened anyway. And sometimes I sharpen them with the big end, and that makes them the short points. If you sharpen it on the thin one, that gives you the long point. But I don't know. I don't really ever care. I think sometimes it doesn't really matter. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get the dark gray. And let's see if that's going to be dark enough. No, it's not going to be dark enough. I'll have to go with black just to get in the tight places. Let's start up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start and get the darkest shadows, like right in between the, you know, on the shadow of the metal. So I'm going to start shading there. Got a little dark again. Sorry, guys. It kind of is. I have my ring light on, but I don't want to glare on it either. So I'm going to start with that. And put a nice dark shadow. Because y'all know I'm all about the high contrast, very light lights and very dark darks. Can y'all hear the wind on the trees? It sounds so nice. And then Hubster and I did do some yard work this weekend, so got some of that done. So it was a lot of work this weekend. Got a lot of stuff done. Let's see if I need to turn it a little. There we go. Got a lot of work done. Inside and out. It was nice. It feels so, you know, when you spring clean, it always feels so fresh. You get rid of stuff and clean stuff and Alright, so I'm going to do these first. I keep sharpening. I want a nice sharp point. That budget-friendly set of pencils, Gauguin, has more blues than you've ever seen. I don't think I've ever... Am I saying that right? Gauguin? No, it's not Gauguin. I don't know. G-U-A-N... Ghui. Hasmore. Oh, Hasmore. Hasmore, not the name. I thought you put the Hasmore together, Suze. I thought that was the last name. Hasmore. So the brand is Gauanghui. I don't think I've ever seen that one or heard of it, Suze. But it has more blues. I could dig out a blue or different blues out of, you know, my other sets. That's okay. It's all eyes. I just couldn't figure it out. You know, my polys or, you know, other sets. Say it said Guang. Okay, never heard of it. Okay, so also in the eye here, I want that darker than the black printing of the ink. And usually right on the inside of the eye, the iris, I will take a, no, where are my, okay, I'm not seeing one here. I probably took, I write with them, so I'm always taking them away here. My Sharpie pens, I write, oh, that's, yeah. I write with them, so they're never handy. So I want a nice dark pupil, and I want a little bit of shading in some sienna and gold, because that's the color in her eye too, is the gold color. So I want a little bit of shadow, and then a little bit of the yellow ochre. You don't see a lot of the eye there, but enough. And then the white of the highlight, just touch there. Okay. All right, back to the black now. We're going to come down here in all of this. And I'm hoping that however far we get today, I can't promise you we're going to get every stroke of fur done, but I want to get enough done so that you can see how it is done. And then I always post pictures on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can find me. You just put in Dee Dee Willingham. You can find me. And you don't have to follow me or me follow you on Facebook to go to my art albums. All my art albums are public. The color book, I have a color book album. I have a portrait. I have a fan art. I have, what other ones? I have a specific folder for all the Gold Rush portraits. Pet Portraits has its own album. So they're all public. I keep sharpening here. I want a nice sharp point. Those are $5. Oh, $35 for 120 pencils. Very budget friendly. Yeah. So I'm just getting nice and tight in here. These shadows. And you got to have a sharp pencil to get in there real tight. But I always, you know, people ask me, you know, they'll not message me, a comment on my YouTube. Well, what number was that color? What, you know, what'd you use on that? I try to tell everybody what I'm using, but I don't do the number thing. I don't say, well, this black is number 935 or all that. I don't do that. And, you know, 'cause this is not a color along channel. This is not where you follow along exactly with me. That's not the purpose of this. I want to show you all the techniques and things like that, which I could zoom in a little more probably. I want y'all to see the techniques and everything. You know, that's what I try to get across. Not, you know, pick up number 30. And nothing wrong with the color longs. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that's not what I do. That's not my channel. I mean, we have done a couple, like the Oh Dear a few years ago, the Bennett Klein. We did that one with 14, 15 parts. But it just takes too long to do a full-on color along. This is already 4 parts. And I figure, you know, 4 parts, y'all should, you know, get a lot of technique out of this. I hope. I hope. But, you know, another thing is you really can't color exactly like somebody else anyway. So anybody that, you know, and I know that the people that do color along channels, they're not expecting you to have exactly what they're doing. I don't think. I mean, I don't think they're trying to have you have exactly what they're doing, because it's never going to be exact. It just isn't. You can get close, but you want your pictures to be yours. So don't, you know, feel bad that if your picture doesn't look exactly like mine or anybody else's. You know? Okay, so getting that. Let's keep going, working our way down here. You want to learn the techniques so that you can use them in more than just one thing. That's when, you know, when we're showing Jennifer's how to do the little cabochons there. You know, you want to know how to do that so you could do it on all kinds of things, not just on one round cabochon or oval. You want to be able to do those different colors or whatever on other things, not just one thing. That way you have the technique. Yeah, the oh dear was a marathon for sure, Terry. You just watched them, Connie, the oh dear ones? Yeah. Thank you, Joetta. Okay. Let's see. All right, now let's go back up here on his little nose. And on a black nose, whether it's, I can't show you, well, I guess I could show you in a picture maybe, because I already sent the dog out, the one that I did, the real close-up face with the nose real close up. The shine on the nose, if you put some blue in it, will make it look real. So it'll look like a wet nose. Okay, so here we got a little bit of dark here, and especially with the light, there's the moon up here, the shining down. So I'm going to put some blue. Let me make sure yeah, I need to move my, hang on guys, I've got a little bump there because my black paper behind needs to be shoved over. So I'm not on a, I got it pinned down so that it's, the black paper cardstock behind doesn't move. We'll give a shine to the nose. And we're going to go in here with some Posco extra bright highlights at the end too. Okay, let's go back to black. Where'd my black go? Oh, here it is. And then he'll have, like, let me just go ahead and put that on there. We'll have a nice bright highlight right on the tip and right under the nostril. Like that. Okay. All right, so now let's get back around the eye here. Can y'all see that? Did y'all see the nose? Okay. And the same thing for in his mouth in there. This is the ink that's printed is never quite dark enough for me. And the whiskers, I'll do that white. Okay. The little black dots in his, where the whiskers grow out of. Let me just get a black Posca. Now remember, this is a one-sided page. So if it goes through, it doesn't matter. But you always want to test any kind of markers, Posca or otherwise, before you put that on your color book page. I swear my nail polish matches the art you do. I don't try to. All right, so now let's see. Let's go. Oh, I'm going to keep going with the black here. I want some. Uh-oh, pencil broke, lead broke. Sharpen again. Thanks for putting Jennifer's book link in there, and I will put it in the description too. Try to remember that. The links to all her books are on Amazon. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to just kind of pick out the darkest first here. Let's go around his ear here. So now I'm going to start like flicking out hairs. I don't want to get too much black. There's some, but deep in the ear like this, you know. Probably be a nice shadow behind this front ear to the back ear, like that. Okay, and then behind this ear, there could be be darker. Alright, so let's just pick out a few areas where there's a real dark. So just kind of flicking in, you know. Okay, maybe behind each little edge, it might be a little bit extra dark. But I'm going to get in here with the blue. So you just got to kind of work your way all the way around. Keep working it. Flick your hair, but you never get the desired look. And I'm still kind of following, because you remember I put the white strokes on here in the direction that that Jennifer the artist drew, so I'm kind of following those for the directions of the fur. Can you see that? So I'm just kind of shadowing a little behind each row. I'm going to keep this kind of light down here, kind of fade away. And we'll get our nice bright highlights with the Posca. Or you can use the Sharpie. You know, I have the Posca, but you can also easily get the Sharpies. Like the Sharpie poster, let's see, water-based paint pens. These will work too. Just make sure and shake them up. Thanks, Joy. We're getting there. It takes a little, you know, and I'm definitely not doing portrait quality here, you know, but I want to get as much done as I can. I mean, I could literally spend hours, probably a couple of days doing his fur, but I'm not going to do that. I want y'all to not have to feel like you have to spend weeks on your picture, you know. Okay, now, well, let's see, I need a little bit more dark up here. Let me sharpen again. All right, now I'm going to take the blue, which this, look at this, guys. This is one I bought, and I didn't even notice when I bought it that it was split. I'm always so careful to not, you know, I look at them and go, oh, it's in the center, but look, I picked this one up and didn't even notice it was split. Now, granted, I could take it back, but it's, you know, it's kind of just a lot of trouble. So make sure that your pencils are not split or... And this is blue slate. This is my favorite blue. I'm hoping that it will, you know, I should probably just put a piece of tape there to make sure. Let's do that, just so it doesn't split anymore. But this is blue slate, so I'm just going to really tight, put this really tight on the end here. There we go. That'll get me that far. My last name was Wolf. Oh, yeah, you should try to color one. Yeah. All right, so everywhere that I put the black, now I'm going to kind of go over the black and extend it. Extend the fur lines. And it'll feather and blend. Now remember, we're going to go in here with individual fur with the Posca. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go where I put the black, blend that, and drag out the individual little hairs. And I'm trying not to rush too much. And you'll see when we start adding the white how much it pops. And the other thing too, guys, remember, it's because this has a base of acrylic that I'm able to do a lot of this. It's the acrylic that gives it the tooth on the page, and it also does thicken up your paper a little bit so it's not as flimsy, you know. But at the same time, that first initial layers of the washes, you don't want to get it too oversaturated, because there's one place here, somewhere here, where I almost went through. Yeah, I did tape. I was going to say tape it. Yeah, I was going to say tape it. The fur can take as long as skin, but to me, people's skin is harder to do. For me, it's harder to do than fur. But I love doing animals, or like if I could just do one, I would do animals. I love doing animals. But, you know, people don't always want commission animals. They want their grandkids and their, you know, elderly, passed away, you know, family members, and, you know. So my commissions are both. But I love doing my animals. Okay, sharpening again. To your Aztec pencil splitting contact. Oh yeah, I'm sure they would take these back too. I know, you know, any store, Hobby Lobby, Michaels, wherever you know, anywhere you bought them, they would take them back. So yeah. So I'm just going over the on top of the black and then feathering it a little further so that the fur, and I'm still following the fur lines that I put in there initially, but I want us to get this done, and I still have to do some work on the background. So I'm kind of hurrying, but don't feel like you have to hurry. Okay, so every place I put black, I'm going right over the black, but extending it out a little further. And you can flick it and like hairs. But it softens and blends the black. And I'm only using 3 or 4 colors. You can, I mean, the fur, if you really look at, you know, true wolf or any animal fur, there's going to be a lot more colors than we're putting in here today. But I want to make it kind of, I want the technique, I want people to be able to do it, you know. And if you're not a portrait artist and used to using, you know, 10, 15 different colors in fur or a face, I mean, I had a lot of colors to her. A lot of colors that I normally would not do on a color book page because that's, you know, it's a lot of work. Sharpening. Smack and drag art term, creative idea. Oh my gosh, so what you do when your circulation stinks and your limb falls asleep? Smack and drag. Well, like I said, Joy, this is a very, this is a simplified version. Okay, so there's where I got the hole there. I mean, it's literally almost a hole right there because I got too much water. This is a simplified version of fur. But hang on, we're getting there. Wait for it. Wait for it. You got to do it in stages. You got to do it in layers. You know, you just have to if you want it to work. So I'm just still adding the layers here. So can you see how we've added the blue? So we've gone from like this to this. All right, that's just, you know, we still gotta keep going here. Give me a minute. Might do a little more paint too. Might do some paint. And we can do Posca too for finer detail, but I think it might be quicker to do some white paint. We still in color? Still there? Light? Okay. So on the girl, we started with a base coat of Neo colors, you know, water-soluble crayons. Got to sharpen again. Oh, thanks, Limo. Well, just hang on. We're getting there. We got more. Another, you know, I'm going fast, guys. Do not feel like you have to go this fast. You know, that's why I like non-speeded up videos, especially for newbie colorists, because if you watch speeded up videos, you don't know how long things actually take. And I mean, I'm moving along here, people. I am moving along because I want to get this done. So All right, so now we got a coat of blue. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, I know I want the little whisker dots to show up. So if you put just a little, it makes a difference. Like a little highlight around the little dots. And again, the whiskers are going to have white on them, but you have to wait till everything else is colored before you do that. But like, so see the little whisker dots, how that makes them kind of stand out, just kind of like the nose highlights. Okay, so now I can see a couple places where I really need to get in here with black. Where'd my black go? Where'd it go? I just had it. Here it is. Where I can really crisp up some of, around the metal here. You really want to take your time and get that nice and sharp, because the metal is going to be nice and sharp. And, I did kind of hurry through it so I can kind of see where it needs sharpening. So don't rush yours. Take your time. Do everything nice and clean. Hey, Carrie Ann. All right. Now, where's my white paint? So let's go back over here to the white paint. Let me get a little bit of water, not much. It's a flat brush. Okay, so what we're going to do is start putting white fur edges. So for instance, right along the ear, there's a line there. There's a color book line. I don't like color book lines where there's like a lost edge. I'm going to shadow a little bit more purple, I think, on the moon there. Okay, so now with the side of the brush, so you can, if you do it, like if you go this way, it's flat. But if you go side of the brush, like this, you can flick thin. Okay. And you could do this with your Posca too, but some things, like for instance, let me show you, these little thin flicks like this works fine on the side like this. You could do this with a Posca. But some areas like this, I'm going to use the flat edge. I want to see here. Need thicker paint. See, I'm doing a full flat edge there. You can't get that flat edge with a Posca. So I'm just kind of brushing in some fur. And again, this can take a lot of detail that I'm not taking that much time on. Okay, so like right along the edge here of his nose. The background's going to be darker, so I want the edge of his face to almost have a glow. Can y'all see that? So just kind of softly putting in fur. And you really just want to take your time with this. So I'm putting some flat areas and then some on the side for little flicks of fur. Some fur will probably flick right over the top of the metal here and there. Remember, he's a blue-gray wolf. Let's go back up to his ear here. See, I'm flicking some over the top of the metal. That means you have to have the metal done before you do this, because you can't flick this over the top of metal or whatever unless it's all completely done. And we're going to go in with some few individual hairs too with the Posca, but you can get a lot done with a brush like this. This needs a little softening. So I'm kind of going on the side of the brush for the little thin hairs. See? The little thin hairs with the side. And then the flatter areas where there's bigger, furrier areas. So I'm kind of going back and forth between the flat edge and the sharp edge. And just have a few flicking over the metal. See, like this. Kind of sets the metal back. But again, guys, I'm kind of really going at it. Don't rush when you're doing yours. And it might take a couple layers for extra white. You got to let each layer kind of dry a little and set. Bye, Clara. Thanks for coming in and stopping in. And then just kind of look around and kind of go with details here and there. You know, take your time. There won't be too much fur showing behind there, but maybe a little behind the metal. It just gives it a little bit more realism if you put a few hairs coming over, you know. Because that's how it would be. It wouldn't just be sitting flat on his fur. There'd be some fur flying, right? Over the tops of some areas. And same thing for up here. See how I got the ears there? Maybe there might be a couple more here. Okay. All right, now let me dry this. Let me back out a little so you can kind of see a bigger picture. Okay, let's get my ring light a little more. It's a little dark still, but the sun went out, so. There we go. All right, let me clean my brush. All right, let's dry this. Let me check my time. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and I'm going to just let this rest for just a second before we put the white Posca highlights in there. Now, what I want to do is in the clouds and everything here, I'm going to have purple. So, let me get my lavender and a purple here. Lavender. This just might be enough because I'm going to put stickles. All right, so I think I'm pretty good for a second because I'm going to just go in here and just put some shading here and there. So that the white edge will pop when I get to that. All right, so I'm just going to, I want to keep it very light, but just where the edges are drawn, because you're going to see what I'm going to do here in a minute. And I've already done that on here, on the swirl here. We already did that part. Of course, it is in the ditch there. I just want a little bit of purple here and there where the lines are. Because I'm going over that all with stickles. Hope y'all can see that. Maybe a little more back here. Okay. Just kind of getting rid of the color book line a little bit. I don't want much color, I just want essence of purple back here. Just a tiny bit. Because like I said, I'm going to go over this with stickles. Just a little essence of purple. Okay, but I wanted to do it right here because I'm going to go right along the edge here and make that kind of stand out on his. So I want it glowing behind him, but no, I'm not liking that. I think I better go in there with some paint. I better not have that too dark right along his fur. I want to lighten that back up. I don't want his little muzzle getting lost in the clouds. Because there's going to be stickles on that. So let's let that dry, then I'll do a little edge right there. me dry that. Maybe I do want some paint. I think I am going to put some purple paint. I think this one's almost gone. I need to add another lilac. Do I have another one? I need another one of these. This one's almost gone. Just want to put a little bit on my finger. So I'm going to put fog along here too. All right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of paint on my finger. Maybe I'll go in here. I just want a little tiny bit on my finger. Add a little water. I'm not liking the black lines. You can still see the black lines of the color book, the clouds, you know. I don't want that to show. Of course, it's probably going to fade away anyway when I put the mist, but let's just go ahead and drag a little bit in there. Because I'm going over it with stickles too, so I know where I'm going with it. So I just want the slightest less lines showing. I could go over them completely with white, but I'm going to mist everything here in a minute. So, all right, that's good. That's better. I like that better. Getting rid of the lines. Okay, now let's dry this. Essence of purple. It's really going to fade into the background because I'm going to put white mist and then I'm going to put stickles. And there comes the sun, so. Okay, now let's go back to the wolf. Well, they're going to be gone pretty much. That's just like, I just want a little bit of color in the clouds before I mist everything. All right, so now let's go in here. And do the Posca. Oh, well, let's go ahead and zoom in a little here. Whoop, sorry guys, let's get the focus back. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the tiniest details with the white fur. Can y'all see that? Is it showing up? And his whiskers, which I'll have to put purple behind the shadow there. y'all able to see? But take your time with this, guys. I really am rushing it because I want to finish it. So I'm really kind of, but take your time and make sure the direction of the fur is going in the direction that you initially got those lines going in. And see, I would normally do a lot of this with paint, like when I was doing the white flat brush, but it would take some hours. Thanks, G. A couple more steps. Let me check my time. Okay, we're good. We're good. Now remember, I'm going over color pencil here too, so sometimes you got to clean off the tip of your Posca. Will pick up pencil wax, you know, so that's why you always see me cleaning off stuff over here. This fur down here is closer to and be thicker in my head. All right, and again, guys, take your time. Don't try to rush it like I am. You want to do it as much detail as you need. All right. All right, let me dry this. Now I'm going to take my blue again. Maybe I want my light gray. I think I'm going to go with my cool gray 50%. And what I'm going to do is just get a little bit extra blend. And I know it's probably hard to see, but it kind of softens the edges of the white just here and there, kind of like in the shadows. And there's no particular place. You just got to kind of get in there with a little bit of knocking back the edges of the white. It just kind of feathers it in a little bit. And I don't even know if you can tell that I'm doing this. It just gives the fur a little bit more layers. Thanks, guys. Just here and there, a little blend, a little knocking back the white. Blend in a little of the black. You can always go back and add more white Posca if you think you can knock back too much. And then I'm going to just do a few little crosshairs, if you will. Kind of like on a show when you do, now her hair's tight in a braid, so I didn't do it on her. But you know when you have hairs that are kind of flying. Okay, so, and you don't have to do a lot of them because it's dramatic when you just do a few. But a few hairs that cross over the other hairs, like they might be blowing in the wind or something. See, just a few. This, you got to do this at the end though. This is like the last step of the hairs, so you really want to make sure you got everything in the background done, and you don't have to do too many because then it looks like he needs a comb out. But just a few. See, just a few crossing over. Okay, let's go up here and same thing. Maybe a couple in his ear. Just here and there, have one or two going in a different direction. Like over the top of things. Or just blowing out a different way. See right there? The final flicks. That's right, Terry. But then we still have a couple other things left to do. And again, I want his whiskers are going to come down here like this. And I might even add another one or two whisker. Jennifer won't email you if you add a couple extra whiskers. And then the shadow on the whiskers is going to be purple. So there's no lines coming, you know, the lines coming down aren't black color book lines, they're purple. Okay, so let's keep flicking a few extra hairs. Just, you know, just make them cross over the wrong way. See, just a few. It just makes it like he's very fluffy. And again, if I was doing this off camera, I'd be probably spending about an hour doing just the little extra hairs so that I could like really concentrate where I want them to fly over each other. couple down here over the top of the metal. It just makes it look like not so because that's how it would be. You'd have a few little hairs all crossing over that metal. Okay, let's do a couple right in here. Maybe one or two flicking up over the top of the jewel. All right, let's dry this now. Okay, now I'm going to back out so you can see the whole thing, and might have to lighten it. I don't know. Whoops, that's too far. There we go. I want it too dark. Let's make it a little. Come make your hair look good. All right, so now what I want to do is two things. One is I want to mist some areas, and then after the mist, I'll dry that because the stickles has to be the very last thing. Okay, the stickles has to be the end. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my baby wipe. I'm going to get some white paint, and y'all know I mash it into my hand. What I'm doing is I'm mashing the paint into the baby wipe. Now, there's no going back from this. Okay, there's no going back from the mist. Okay, a little tiny bit of water because it's starting to dry up. Okay, so I just got to kind of decide where I want it. Maybe coming a little bit over her hand here. A little less. While it's wet, you can kind of move it a little, but gotta be careful. Okay. Maybe just a little right there. All right, now I gotta let that dry and then put a little bit of highlight on it so that you really see it. But got that, there's our base of it. Okay, now let's dry this. Oh, I want it a little bit up in the sky too. I think I probably have enough still on here. Maybe a little more. Let's move my clip. Okay, let's dry. All right, now I want to take some on a paintbrush and just get some nice highlights. Like there might be a few areas that's really bright. Like maybe right across here. Right along here. And you can smooth it out with, your finger. There'll be just some areas that are really bright. Get down that little ditch there. Gotta be kind of strategic here, because you're going over everything you just colored. Right? Okay. Let's blend this one out a little further. All right. Dry. And I was thinking about doing the diamond stickles, but I'm thinking I might want purple after all. So let's see here. Let's see what purple I have. So I keep this is old vacuum cleaner filter, and I keep my stickles in that. Okay, so now I've got a little bright with the sun. Let's just fix that a little. There we go. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stickles. I don't know if there's much left in this one. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some down. I have another one if this one starts running out. I'm going to put it down, and then I'm going to kind of blend it in with my finger, or blend it out with my finger. Now you won't be able to see it. I'll try to take a picture on an angle too, so you can see both. You can see the flat picture, and you can see the purple stickles. So I'm just putting it in and kind of smoothing it out with my finger. So let's see if you can see that. There we go. I don't know if you can tell it's purple, but you can see the shine in there. You need every color stick. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some just like in the clouds, and I'm just going to randomly put some little swirls. Same thing for the mist. I'm going right across her body with the stickles, in the clouds here, and right across her body wherever I put the mist. I'm just kind of rolling in the stickles. And like I said, I'll take a picture of it on the angle so that it'll show up. Okay, all in here and in there, across, right in here, right across his. I'll try to get the lighting here adjusted, guys, in just a second. I might just put a little dab in each of the jewels too. Okay, so I'm going to go right across here, right on the top of everything, right across her hand, right across his body, and then just kind of flatten it out so it's not bumpy and there's no stickle lines. All right, let's see. I'm just seeing where I might need a little more. Let's put a little more in here. All right, I think that's good. All right, let's see. All righty. Let's see what we got here. See if I can hang on, guys. I'm trying to adjust the color. I should just reset the whole thing, I think, but I think you got it. See, I can't grab this twinkle without it flashing out. Let me try to move the light a little. I'll just have to take a picture of it, guys, for you to see all the purple stickles. It just, I can't get it to show up. Thanks, guys. Like I said, take a couple pictures. I'll take one of her, one of him. I'll take a big one, and then I'll take one at an angle. There, look at her shoulder. There you go. See her shoulder right there? There, look at the moon. I think it's right in there. You can really see it. Yeah. Yeah, so there we go. I hope that y'all like doing that. Like I said, I'll try to take a few angles because I can really see the purple from my end. All that shine, that's all purple. It's just not showing up very well. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and save this. I can't close the book, you know, but I'll try to show you the cover here. Let me turn it over without touching anything. This is out of Bella Futura, Jennifer Zimmermann. And yeah, this is part 4. This will be the final part. I'll take some detail photos so that you can see as much as I can grab on a picture. 4 or 5 pictures. So anyway, I really enjoyed doing the wolf. Again, take your time. Don't rush through all the fur. Take your time and do, let me move that over maybe. Try to do all the fur. Take your time. So, okay guys, and I'm going to stop this segment, and thanks for watching.